Okay, today we're going to be doing a copy of a Dali painting of some eyes here. This is a picture that the students are going to be copying in watercolour. We're going to have used watercolour, but not in the way that we used the watercolour in the Westerman project. It's going to be different. So first of all, if you look at, we're going to be mixing oranges, but we're not going to be mixing oranges where we use red and yellow, and went yellow, red, red, yellow, that sort of thing. We're just going to be using one pure colour. So this will be the orange here, if you beam in, and we use the strength of the orange from the watercolour set here, straight on there. And as I said, we don't have red and yellow to mix them. We just have the straight orange, and all we do is dilute it this time. We haven't done that before. It's almost like one of those Kiora drinks that you have, really sweet. And the more water you put in, the less sweet it gets, and the more diluted it gets. And it's not easy. We had some students in the last lesson trying to do this, finding it quite difficult. To do, but you basically take away the water each time. You can practice on here. So at the end, you've almost got a kind of very, very light orange. You can also, as we know, take the water off the brush, make it even lighter here. And you can go back to that and adjust it. So we've got the oranges sorted out. Now we look at the greens as well. Different sets of greens in here. And again, adjust the greens so, and mixing them. Maybe a little bits of the blue here with the green. So the strongest one, again, check it out, mix those two together. So the strongest green will be there, then again, taking away some of the green with the water, you see, diluting it, till eventually you get down to literally green again. You can see the amount. Now we've labelled them all, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. As I say, you can go back. If you think some of them are similar and you want to adjust, you can go over them, but don't paint wet on wet, because that means it will bleed. So then we go into the actual Dali eye itself here. If you beam in, we're going to be using the outline here. Hold the paintbrush low, like a pencil, as you know, as we did that with the Westerman, and then you can start to paint in the stronger colours. Obviously you leave the white of the paper where the highlights are. We did that previously, so the highlights shimmer through. So we've got the first point is the darkest or most saturated of the colours. The orange, there we go. And then what we can do is leave that and then maybe start working on some of the greens here. So again, looking at the darkest green. Go back, locate it. It's not quite right, a little bit more dark. That's better. And then look where that falls on here. It's right in the centre of the eye, like so. If you beam in again, you can see right around the edge here, there is another element there, dark green. Now you can leave that for now, because if you start mixing in between that with some of the more diluted greens, it'll seep into the other part we've just done and it'll bleed, it won't look good. So we go back to the reds again, the oranges again, sorry. And then we're going to look for the lighter orange, maybe number 4, just check it out. Medium orange, it's about right. And then you can start putting some of the medium colour in here. Again, making sure you don't touch the areas you've just painted, unless they're dry. And here I'm going to go to number 7 maybe, check that out there, beam in, and go over to here. It's a bit lighter, as you can see here. It's a bit lighter. See, that's not quite dry. If you go right in there, so I've made a slight mistake, but you get your brush, like we did with the Western and there we get rid of that. And then go around where the highlight is, but leave the white. I don't know if you can go right in there. Can you see that part?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can see that. And again, on the other part of the face of the eye here, we're leaving the white of the paper, so that's going to be the highlight coming through. Now we can go back to the green because we know it's dried up. It only takes about a minute or so. And then we can go in here, looking for maybe a medium tone, which would be, say, the 4 there. That's about right. And then go inside here. It doesn't matter if you get it wrong and it's too light, like this probably slightly too light, you can always work over it when it dries, make it darker, but you can't make the watercolour lighter. And we can see a slight shimmer around the edge there, and that would probably be number 8. It's not quite white. And finally here, we can start looking at other areas which need this saturated orange. Areas like this over here. Now this isn't as complex as mixing red to yellow or blue to yellow, but in its own way it's got its own problems because you've got to dilute saturated colours, and that in a sense isn't as easy as it looks, because some of the boys were saying that the amount of water they put in isn't enough, and then they're struggling to go back and adding colours to it. So finally, if you have made a slight mistake, like we showed you, say that colour was put on there, it's slightly wrong, again, you get fresh water, go in there, dabble the paint with some water, and get a clean brush, and quickly rinse off the mistake, and in a couple of minutes, that shouldn't show. Okay, any questions, boys? Is that quite clear?
Yeah.
It's not as easy as it looks, though. So that's the end of the demo, okay?